everybody. Who likes to go camping and have s'mores? Today's story is called A Camping Spree with Mr.Magee, and it's written by Chris Van Dusen. Early one morning at 7:03, Mr. Gee and his little dog, Dee, packed up their camper and hitched up the load, hopped up the Rambler, and then hit the road. They drove to the mountains, far from the sea, for 2 nights of camping, or possibly 3. Who likes to go camping? There's their camper. There he goes. There's Dee. "There's nothing like camping," said Mr. Magee. "I know you will love it. Just wait and see. The views are fantastic. There's hardly a sound. Aside from the wildlife, there's no one around. And the air is so sweet, you'll sleep like a log," said Mr. Magee to his small spotted dog. A few hours later, they took a sharp right and found a great spot to lay camp for the night. It was high on a hill. What a beautiful view of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Jefferson, too. But perhaps the most wonderful feature of all was the brook that ran over the steep waterfall. And they're camping right by a waterfall. Dee gathered pine cones and branches and logs. Magee made a campfire and cooked some hot dogs. And as the sun set behind the far distant knolls, they sat roasting marshmallows over the coals. Do you guys roast marshmallows when you camp? As the embers went out, they felt tired and dozy, so they climbed in their bunks all comfy and cozy. But while they were falling asleep without a care, along came a stumbling, bumbling bear. A kindly old bear whose sight wasn't so clear, and he couldn't see far and he couldn't see near. But he could smell marshmallows, sticky and sweet. The smell made him hungry. He wanted a treat. Look, here's the bear. He can't see because he's old. Bless his heart. He sniffed out the place where the marshmallows lay, but the cart and the camper stood in the bear's way. Yet that didn't stop that sneaky old snitch. He simply tried squeezing right under the hitch, and as he was shimmying into the gap, he pushed up the hitch, which let go with a snap. So he tried to go under it, but when he went under it, he disconnected it from the car. All because he wanted marshmallows. Now that camper and car were untied, they started to roll down the rocky hillside. The car bounced away on the old logging road while the camper was heading to where the stream flowed. It flew down the hill in a wild bumpy ride, with Dee and Magee soundly sleeping inside. They didn't wake up. I think I would have woken up. They were snoring and snoozing, enjoying a dream, when splash went the camper right into the stream. Uh-oh. Look at the raccoon. I think he's scared. The splash shook the camper. They bumped out of bed. "Now what in the world was that?" Magee said. And when he looked out, he saw where they were. His hair stood on end, and so did Dee's fur. They were caught in the rapids, but that wasn't all. They were headed smack dab right for the big waterfall. Dee and Magee both started to quiver as faster and faster they headed downriver. But just when they thought they'd fall over the edge. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? Their camper got stuck on a rock at the ledge. So there they were, stranded Magee and his pup, on top of the waterfall 50 feet up. How do you think they're going to get off? It's kind of scary. Meanwhile, that nearsighted bear from before was searching for one little marshmallow more, when lo and behold, as if out of a dream, he spied something sweet floating over the stream. But what the bear thought was a marshmallow treat was really the hitch and not something to eat. So he thought that hitch was a marshmallow because he can't see. Does it look like a marshmallow to you? Uh-oh, I wonder what's going to happen. So the bear determined to capture his prize. He jumped in the water right up to his thighs. He splashed through the stream and to the edge of the fall, and he snatched up the trailer hitch, camper and all. Look, he looks so happy. Dee felt a tug. Magee heard a knock as the bear pulled the camper right off of the rock. He dragged both of them all the way back to the bank when he realized the hitch was not sweet but something quite rank. He spit out the hitch and left in dismay while McGee and Dee's camper rolled away. It flew down the path with a jar and a jolt and stopped in some bushes right next to the car. Dee popped her head out and McGee looked out too. Had they really stopped rolling? Could it be true? At last things were quiet and peaceful and still. They hooked up the hitch and drove off down the hill. And on the way home, McGee said to Dee, that trip wasn't quite like I thought it would be. So when they got home with the sky turning red, they decided to camp in their backyard instead. I hope you guys like that story. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to have a s'more. Bye-bye.